Welcome to this virtual forum titled Boosting Women Research and Innovation in Dairy and Livestock Sector. My name is Esther Temperato, and I am Investment Promotion Expert at UNIDO. I'm glad to be here today and moderate at least on the first part of this forum. The last session, I'll give the floor to my colleague. And the idea of this event has been organized by UNIDO TPO Italy and promoted by Cremona Fiere, which is not only a sectoral fair organizers, but they also collaborate with us and other companies, institutions, and research centers and the university to promote this network in dairy and livestock sectors. UNIDO ITPO Italy has carried out for several years a project on Pakistan in different sectors of the economy. And the project was funded by the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, and it was implemented in collaboration with the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority, SMEDA, Pakistan. Now, as part of our core activities and with the purpose of giving continuity to the activities that we have implemented for promoting the collaboration in dairy and livestock sectors between Italian and Pakistani companies, we decided to organize this event today just to give an opportunity to women researchers and she entrepreneurs to share their ideas, their experience, their inspiring stories, provide a platform where people can interact. And of course, UNIDO ITPO Italy is strongly supporting the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal based on women empowerment and gender equality. So I just a few pieces of information before we start. The event is divided into three main sections. The first sessions, we will have Italian speakers delivering their presentations. Then we move to Pakistan, where our Pakistani women will deliver their presentations and speeches. And the last part of this forum, we would like you, the audience, to interact with us, to raise some questions, to share your ideas or give some of your inputs. So you are all invited to turn on your mic and speak loud and clear, and we can discuss together and see whether there are new avenues of cooperations between Italy and Pakistan. So I kindly request all the speakers to keep to the allocated slot of time, so to allow everyone to speak. And before giving the floor to our speakers, we have a short video with a message from our head of UNIDO ITPO Italy, Miss Diana Battaglia, who unfortunately could not be here with us, but she wanted to deliver, her welcoming remarks to all of you. So please, Valentina, I request my colleague to launch the video. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another initiative organized by UNIDO ITPO Italy to promote collaboration between Italy and Pakistan in the dairy and livestock sectors. First, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to all the Italian stakeholders involved in this activity. In particular, Cremona Fiere, with whom we have already organized many other initiatives on Pakistan, and they are always very cooperative. And the Università Cattolica, particularly Professor Lorenzo Morelli. In the last years, our office has carried out several activities to facilitate business interactions between Italian and Pakistani SMEs in the dairy and livestock industry, promoting the exchange of best practices and technological upgrading for entrepreneurial development. The wide interest always shown by the Italian business community toward Pakistan proves that this country has a lot to offer. And there are still uncharted territories that can be further explored, especially in the local livestock and dairy sectors. With a focus on research, innovation, and women empowerment in the field, this forum has been planned keeping in mind the strategic role that livestock and dairy products play in the Pakistani agriculture, the largest economic sector of the country in terms of labor participation. In fact, over the years, livestock has surpassed the crop sector as the biggest contributor to value addition. According to the latest figures published by Pakistani Economic Survey, presently it contributes 60% to the overall agriculture sector and almost 12% to the country's GDP during the financial year 2019-2020. Pakistan ranks among the top 5 milk-producing countries around the world, with over 200 million inhabitants and a strong consumer market strategically located at the center of Asia, representing an important crossroads for inter-regional trade and investments. However, Pakistan is facing some challenges to make an efficient use of its resources due to different factors, such as losses in production, lack of know-how and technologies for animal breeding, milk processing, packaging and branding, limited integration within regional value and supply chains, and inability to explore export markets, among others. The development of the dairy and livestock industry in Pakistan can contribute to uplift the socioeconomic structure of a major segment of its population toward the achievement of poverty alleviation in the country. Therefore, in line with the 2030 Agenda and its Sustainable Development Goals, we aim to mobilize investments, technologies, and managerial know-how to boost research and innovation for industrial productivity and economic growth in Pakistan. And in this sense, the Italian SMEs can offer the best solution to match the needs of Pakistani enterprises. To conclude, I hope that this forum will provide new ideas and inspirations to identify current needs and potential opportunity for business collaboration. Unido ATPO Italy is always willing to facilitate cooperation among our institutions and companies in order to advance this perfect bridge where Italy and Pakistan can work together. Thank you again. Shukriya.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. We have seen in this video nice memories, I would say, of the delegation that visited Italy from Pakistan, an incoming delegation organized by Unido, ITPO Italy, and Ozzolea last June 2019, where we had the opportunity to visit some local companies, interact with Italian businesses, and see how we are actually processing milk, manage the husbandry, and all the activities that we are implementing to support the, let's say, promotion and business collaboration between Italian and Pakistan. So I think it's now time to start, and I would like to introduce Ms. Sara Soldi and Ms. Marina Elli, both with a PhD and let's say business partner in the advanced analytical technologies. So we are entering the lab of AIT in the province of Piacenza. And Ms. Sara Soldi is responsible of the Division of Clinical Studies Lab. And Ms. Marina Elli is responsible for research and development and quality standards. So please, the both of you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esther, for your very nice introduction. Let me say that we are really proud, me and Sarah, to be part of this very interesting initiative, and we are proud to collaborate in sharing our experience. Let me share the screen just to provide some more information related to our company. I will briefly introduce the story of our company, and then Sarah will provide more information about our activities. Our company is named Advanced Analytical Technology, so the name already can communicate something about our activities. Me and Sarah are among the co-founders of the company, was strongly promoted since the beginning by Professor Lorenzo Morelli. All of us have had an academic experience in research about probiotics. The company was started in 2005, and the focus was to exploit our academic experience in research on lactic acid bacteria and to put this strong experience at the service of companies dealing with the use of lactic acid bacteria in many fields. The Institute of Microbiology inside the Catholic University, where we came from, had a strong expertise in dairy bacteria, so in the use of lactic acid bacteria to ferment milk and to produce many of the high quality cheeses that we have in our country, in our regions. So we exploited this strong experience and we started to investigate how to use these bacteria and their properties to promote human well-being and to promote also animal well-being. This story, as I said before, was started in 2005. We finally decided to provide highly qualified research services to food companies, pharma companies, and also companies producing food supplements for the human and animal sector. Our story started inside the Catholic University. The university hosted our initiative for 2 years since the beginning, and then we moved towards the commercial sector. We moved to other locations, and we are currently operating inside a big building of 1,000 square meters, where we have our laboratory. Currently, we engage 12 employees, most of them with a strong academic experience, most of them with training in biology, especially in molecular biology, most of us with a PhD title, and most important thing I think is we are more than 90% women. And we are really proud of this composition of our team. The company is operating currently in the selection and characterization of probiotics and prebiotics to be applied in many different fields. So we started from the dairy sector, and then we spread our experience to many different fields. So probiotics can be currently used, of course, to produce food and to valorize traditional food and to study new foods. but can be also applied directly on human health as food supplements, or even as a pharma product, to be applied to many different body districts. And we can also work, and we are focusing our activity also on the application of these useful bacteria to agriculture for environmental applications. So our services are really covering many different sectors, and Sarah can provide now more details about our research activities. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to Marina for the first part, and to all of you for this kind invitation. And deepening our services, I will explain that we work mainly on 3 different areas. The first is analytical services that we can provide to food and pharma companies who want to assess the quality of their products. That can be lyophilized powder of probiotics, but also finished products based on probiotics. And as regards pharma companies, they want to assess the impact of their drug or derivatives to the final application, so to the customer, by meaning of preclinical or clinical studies. We have a second in the previous slide, sorry. We have also research and development lab, because we are still working on research, even if applied to business. So we have in-house projects for the characterization of new probiotic strains that can be included in our own collection. But we work also for characterize the functionalities of the strains that the customers request to us for specific application. And we have recently developed another area which is in partly derived from research and development, which is the in vitro modeling activity. Because we want to study and to deepen the knowledge of the strains or the impact of their application in eukaryotic cell lines. Trying to provide always up-to-date analytical methods and also the best quality standards, we have divided into 3 labs our activity: food supplement, R&D, and biological samples labs. And as regards the services that we provide as for the analytical part, we worked for the assessment of probiotic viability, because each product has to be guaranteed for its quality, and also for the taxonomical classification of the bacteria that are contained and claimed in the packaging, for instance. And we used to do this accredited methods, but also all the methods that customers can have optimized for the analysis of their strains. We can also develop and validate analytical protocols, always in the with the aim, with the purpose to assure the best quality standards for our customers. And for this, to provide this guarantee, we have accredited our lab in 2013 according to the ISO norm 17025, which has been recently reissued in 2017. And this has been recognized by Accredia, which is an Italian accreditation lab body, which is in mutual recognition with other international accreditation authorities. And this gave us also the possibility to support with scientific, but also with legal results, our customer. We have another part with R&D laboratory that works and deals with the project design, management, and development. and working with the requests coming from our customer, we work with in very different fields in which we can apply our experience and expertise. We work, as I was saying before, for the isolation of new probiotic bacteria, but also studying complex community, for example, and we go up to the patenting of strains or to the deposition of novel probiotics for our own collection, but also on behalf of the customers. We have also several clinical and scientific collaboration with scientific institutions and the university that has collaborated with us and indirectly with our customer, producing results that has been also peer-reviewed and published on scientific journals, supporting further the validation, the scientific value of our research. We have also reported here two brief examples of what we have generated, let's say, during our experience in the lab and what has been put on the market. Several years ago, we worked to isolate a strain of Lactobacillus paracasei, for instance, that was sold to one of our customers who produced an infant formula that you can see on the right of your screen. And the strain was sold and characterized because it was able to stimulate the immune system of children, starting from the very early months of life. This is a kind of application of our strains, but more recently we have co-developed with a commercial company a food supplement named Crispact that you can see on the left of the screen, containing a strain of Lactobacillus crispatus that has been patented for gut application, but showed very interesting properties also in counteracting the diseases and the relapses of the female genitourinary tract. And so we set up a new food supplement containing these probiotics, thinking to women's health, because it was a very, very interesting worldwide, but also for our company, which is mainly composed by women. So there are many things that can be done, I think, in this collaboration, and we strongly hope that this will be the starting point of this communication. And we can thank you for your attention and for the question and whatever we can do. Bye.
Thank you, Sara, and thank you, Marina, for your presentation. Congratulations for the amazing work you are doing. You started just 3, you are keep on growing, and really good luck for your future endeavor. I am now, glad to give the floor to Ms. Elisabetta Quaini. So we move from the laboratory based in province of Piacenza. We virtually go in province of Cremona to learn more about Elisabetta Quaini activities at Barbizelle Farm. She represents the 3rd generation of the company. So Elisabetta, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We chose you will help me with the slides, so we don't have any technical problem. So we can start with the map. We can use the entire screen, so it's easier for everybody. Okay, this is the place where we live. It's just a part of Italy. It's the northern part. You can see all the Alps around this very fertile land, and it's quite small and tiny, but there is the Po. It's the main river we have, is like the Nile, and it's the reason why this area is so fertile. So it's one of the main agricultural area in Italy, and where most of the milk and the agricultural production is made. And this is because of the geographic situation and conditions. So Italy is a good country for the good weather, and it's quite hot during the summer, but it's good to have beautiful crops. So we can go on with the next slide. This is our farm. As you can see, it's quite a big farm, and in fact the Cremona area is traditionally agriculture oriented. You can see an old part of the buildings that we used to call cascina, and it's typical from Cremona and Milano area. Big exploitation, even in the past, and then many new buildings that my father was able to build. And then the last building is the big barn. As you can see, is yellow in the facade, and that's what I pushed my father to build to reach quite important number of milking cows. Now we milk 620 cows, and in total the farm has 1,400 stocks. So we can go on. Okay, this is a picture that I like very much, and a little of history of the farm. My grandfather, after the First World War, settled down. He came back from the war, and he became a widow with 3 orphans. He found a new wife, and he settled down in our farm. My father was born in 1920. He was a doctor, a gynecologist, and he loved very much women. He took care of women. And his hobbies were medicine, farming, and also horses. In the picture, you can see my father on the left, and the cow manager in green clothes. And then it's me, the blondie girl. Now I'm a little older, and my secretary, then now she left. I have a new one. It's younger and a good woman. So the people I work, the most important people are women. And then the guy is the son of the cow manager. We can go on. And this is the picture of my house and how I care also the garden, because it's my root. This old house is where my father was born, and so it's a part of my history. We can go on. Okay, and now the 3rd generation. My father in 1970 was able to get the old farm, because there were 7 sons, so it was not easy to become the only owner. And then he enlarged the exploitation. He bought other 3 farms from neighbors, and then a new dairy also in Rome. So he used to have 2 farms to manage. And then he built a new barn in 1980, and he reached 250 milking cows. And then I was in, it's not, we didn't organize the thing, but I studied in Parma, agriculture, economics. And then I took a master at the university, Catholic University in Cremona, agribusiness master. And then I decided to go to Canada to take another master. And so after I came back, my father asked me to come to the farm. And it was not one of my plans, because I knew it was a challenge. But he told me, if you're not coming here, I will sell. So I felt really motivated to come. So my work was to push the farm to be modern and progressive. And so at the beginning, we're restructuring the old barn, and we reached 360 milking cows. And then in 2007, we decided to make an economic plan and business plan, and we decided to build a new barn with a new parlor, because the old one was a 10+10 and it was really old. So we decided to innovate and be more modern. So in 2011, we reached 500 milking cows. And then in 2010 was an option. So all the roofs and put a solar panel plant covering the roofs. So we now have a new income coming from a very modern activity and business. So at the moment, we are milking 620 milking cows, producing a lot of milk, 39 kilos per day per cow. So we invested a lot in animal welfare. That is an option, and now it will become an important issue for the European community and for the farms. Okay, we can go on. This is the land. We are lucky because it's all together, all the fields, and so it's easy to crop. We have good crops, and everything is done for the cows. We have 217 hectares, and some part is rented, but this land is irrigable, and we can make 2 crops a year for not all the land, but most of it. Okay, so we can go on. The land value, as I told you, in this area is very high because the land is very fertile. We have a lot of manure. We treat the manure, we spread it, and we use for having the most from it. And just to give you an idea, to buy an hectare of land in this area is 60,000 euro and 900 to rent. So you have to manage it very, very well. The crops is mainly corn, silage and moisture corn, and then alfalfa is a part of the farm. For alfalfa, we are able to make 5-6 cuts a year. And then we have wheat, but we make silage, and then sorghum, just a little part, Italian ryegrass. We have a special rotation, and second crops can be corn and sorghum after the wheat silage. And so it's good to have the 2 crops, and everything is made for animals. We can go on. Okay, just some pictures. We are not a typical farm, because now it's in Italy, they used to talk about intensive agriculture, and it's true, it's an intensive agriculture because the land is scarce, but also we have some part dedicated to pasture. So it's not a real pasture, but dry cows can be out part of the year. And this, I think it's a plus for our farm. It's not typical of the area. Okay. And I want to point out that a farm by itself, it's not so good. So the important thing is to be integrated in the right way, because we are not able to sell directly to consumer. We produce a lot of milk, and so we are member of one of the most important co-ops of the area. This co-op is called Latteria Soresina, is 20 kilometers far from my farm, and it's a very old co-op from 1900, and we are 180 farmers, on average 250 cows, so pretty big farms. We are producing very excellent and top value products like canned butter, fresh butter, in particular grana padano and grated grana padano, fresh milk. As you can see, they show in the little field in front of the co-op. And this is very important because we can get a very good milk price. Just to give you an idea, this year we get 400 a ton, 400 euro ton, compared to actual European average of 330. So we are very lucky and very good in process our milk in top value products. And this is very important for us farmers. We can go on. Okay. This is just to give you an idea of how Italy is important regarding to cheeses, typical production. And in fact, Grana Padano and Parmigiano Reggiano, I call them our golden products, because without this product, we are not able to get this milk price. Okay, we can go on. This is an example of the product of Latteria Soresina, and I told you before, the Latteria is picking up every year 484,000 tons of milk from co-op members, from farmers, and total 47,000 cows, and 575,000 wheels of Grana Padano. So this co-op owns 11% of market share in Grana Padano, the famous grated cheese. And then just to give you an idea of the revenues in euro and how many employees we have, 652 employees. So this is a very important economic reality. So, and I was a member of the board for 18 years, and now I give my place to a younger guy. I ask for a woman, but it doesn't matter. The important thing is to have good people. Okay, we can go on. The importance of these cheeses is the big production, the number of wheels produced, Grana Padano and Parmigiano Reggiano. It's a lot of milk that goes and is processed in this cheese. And these cheeses are important because Italy is exporting 40% of this production, with a plus almost 6% increases in 2020. And this is a really key point, and we have to work very hard to preserve these specialties. Okay, something about the new challenges that we are facing in the European community and especially in Italy. The first issue is animal welfare and the environmental impact of farms and of farming in general. So now we have official evaluation for animal welfare, and for now is something compulsory, but it's a requirement to be accepted by the society. And European environmental rules they are writing new rules. These new rules are called farm to fork. That means that we will be able to trace everything from production to the consumer. So this means to manage very well manure, to be very conscious about the use of antibiotic and many other important issues. And then now farmers in Italy are facing the problem of fake news on milk, on meat. And so people now are very conscious about their health. And so they are looking for special food like good gluten-free and organic. And so now they are part of people that are choosing to eat vegan. So also farmers have to be very open and very open-minded and try to understand the evolution of society. Not forgetting that the world is hungry. So probably we are facing these issues because we live in a part of the world where, people is quite wealthy, but we don't have to forget that in general, part of the world is asking for food. But we have to produce safe food. This is the important thing. World population is growing fast and people want this safe food, and we have an important role to provide it. So I think that farmers will have to face more and more with environmental issues, food production issues, and respecting laws regarding employees and regarding in general the society. And this because we need a social approval, because otherwise it will be very difficult to go on farming. And so we can go on. And I decided to finish with this sentence written by a famous writer. And I repeated this around the board of Latteria Soresina. And I said, it's just a question of giving a chance to women, and they will be able to show what they are able to do. And so Oscar Wilde many years ago said, giving the right chance, women are capable of anything. And I'm very proud of saying that I'm an example of this. In my family, there was no man, no son, so my father was forced to ask me to come. But I worked very hard and I succeeded in. So this is my wish for all the women working hard and trying to have a part in our society, an active part in our society.
Thank you, Elisabetta. Really inspiring story, wonderful conclusion. You have really touched many themes, and I'm sure that later on we can further discuss with our guests and the participants the idea of not having anyone in the family. And I mean, you started with your career, but then you had to change your path. But once you joined the company, you completely, changed and renewed. So really congratulations also to you.
Thank
It's now
you.
time to move to Pakistan, and more precisely in the province of Punjab, which is the land of 5 rivers, and also known as Pakistan's granary. So these say how important is the agriculture in Pakistan in general, and the province of Punjab in particular. And we have a woman that can, brief about the importance of dairy and livestock in particular in Punjab and in southern Punjab. We have, here today, Ms. Umaira Iqbal, project manager for the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, ACIAR. She is managing a project named EGSAT Livestock Project. So I give the floor to Ms. Umaira for her presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Esther, and all of the participants. I was just, while seeing the presentation of Elisabetta, I was just in Cremona. So thanks for taking back in 2019. So I will be putting my video off, then I will share my presentation with you. Just internet would not interrupt it. A slide is okay, visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
So thanks UNIDO, ITPO, and Cremona Ferry to provide me the opportunity to share about that how livestock projects are working in Pakistan and contribution to achieve United Nations 2030 Agenda SDG 5 for gender equality and human empowerment. Before going to my formal presentation, let me introduce myself, to adding what Esther has introduced about me. Like I'm managing livestock projects in Pakistan. Then I also the first livestock researcher who went to Antarctica along with the largest expedition in the history from Pakistan, where 112 women went to Antarctica to understand climate change and how women can take their place and take the leadership role to take climate actions and sort out the climate issues. So I feel proud Pakistani to share with you all. So there were 33 nationalities and I was the only one Pakistani there. So I'm second Pakistani woman, but the first livestock researcher who was there. This program is homeward bound projects. I would encourage all of women who are from STEM background, like science, technology, mathematics, and engineering field. So I would recommend that you must apply for this course. This is for the Global Women Leadership Program, and you will learn a lot about, and you will connect it to whole world, all of the women in this space. When after my expedition, I was more collaborative and launched and pioneering some climate change training program. And I have been collaborating with SDGs Academy and World Climate School. The World Climate School is the Norwegian organization where we have trained Pakistani troops, the university students and teachers on climate change program and providing them the awareness. Apart from that, I'm also looking after the vision on smart farming, that how we can reduce the farming losses and sort out the issues of farmers. While just I want to take you back here in this slide where I have put the slogan in my hand, that is She Leads WET. This is an initiative which I'm leading in Pakistan, where I'm supporting the young women livestock professionals to support them and to address the farming issues for the sustainable development. So this is a bit background, just adding the Esther's introduction. Before the presentation, I would like to share an example with you that how female leadership is facing challenges. There is the example you can observe in this slide. There is a leaky pipeline. the leaky pipeline of women in STEM, like those women who are in STEM, like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. You can see back in 2018, a study was conducted that evidence overwhelmingly shows that structural barrier to women in science, technology fields and suggests that women alone cannot be responsible to confront gender bias in our community. In the slide, you can see the leaky pipe, where is written that women are less likely to be employed as graduate students or postdoctoral principal investigator as compared to men. Similarly, they have received an excellent letter of recommendation, but less likely to become an independent principal investigator than men. Similarly, they received less grants, and their proposal go for less for the renewal. And also, women account for less than 25% of awareness for the most prominent award in some STEM fields. So these are the structural barriers where we all women and the society have to get together to train and to build the capacity of women to take actions and to explore their abilities. So this was the research about women. Now I will take you through to the Pakistan about livestock and agriculture sector, where Diana has already given you the overview of how Pakistan is the largest milk producer, where most of the farmers are smallholder farmers, and 9 million smallholder farmers are dairy farmers. And more than 35 million farmers are engaged with livestock activities. And in livestock projects, we are providing the farm advisory services to the farmers and improving their farm production through these training and capacity building programs, and providing them market linkages. Also creating the consumer awareness programs so that farmers can know the value of their animals, and consumer can know the quality of the product they want to take. These two projects, there are two projects in Pakistan. One is a dairy beef project, and the other is small ruminant project. So the two livestock projects where we are working on, but ACR, Australian Centre for International Agriculture Research, is also working in other space in agriculture. Like there are a few projects of agribusiness and policy related to crops, horticulture, and water and climate, and few projects are in pipeline. So well, I will share firstly about the main goal of livestock projects. The dairy beef project main goal is to improve the smallholder dairy and beef profitability by enhancing farm production and value chain management. And we have conducted all of the activities around to achieve these main goal. While the small ruminants main objective is to enhancing small ruminant production. The small ruminant mean the sheep and goat production to benefit the livelihood and well-being of farming families. The small ruminant project is mainly based on that how we can provide benefit to smallholder farmers, and conducted various activities in the field that can lead us to achieve the project objective. Specifically, there are main three goals, which you can see here, that how we can improve the farm productivity, strengthen the value chain linkages, and also these all linkages are clubbed to support farming families and providing them the better knowledge and information about rearing these small ruminants. And in this slide, you can see various activities which we have conducted. The focus group discussion leading to these surveys we have conducted recently, which is to assess the knowledge, attitude, and practice of the farmers. Like we have conducted the regional field surveys, market specifications, and these specifications, why we are conducted these surveys, because the smallholder farmers are unaware of the specification that how their animal is valued in the market. So we are bridging that link and providing this information to them. And also conducting some longitudinal disease monitoring surveys, that how farmers need to manage when animal is diseased, and providing them the better support. So these are the few main specific goals which I have elaborated. And there are few planned research activities which we are conducting in different regions of Punjab and Sindh, like in collaboration with different organizations, and also engaging men and women by adopting different strategies of extension methods, and also scaling out the lessons which we have extracted from our research, and providing to the different collaborators and to the farmers to rear their, so that they can rear their animals better and the price of their animals could be better in the market. So there is the second project, which is Dairy Beef Project. This Dairy Beef Project is actually the legacy of the work which ACR, or Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, has done back in 2010. And we have now this phase to conduct the Dairy Beef Project and engaging with a very different approach to the farming families. In this project, back in 2010, we have worked on an approach which is called Whole Family Extension Approach. Through this approach, we have conducted research that this approach improves farm efficiency and profitability of the farmers. And now in this phase, we are integrating this Whole Family Extension Approach model within various organizations' extension system. We are providing a platform of extension where private, public, and NGOs, academic, and research organizations sit together, and we develop the capacity of the extension staff who are directly working with farmers and sharing the research messages with them. And we have developed rigorous extension material in a very simple and local language that they can share with the farmers, and farmers can improve the production. We have 25 organizations on board, and also organizing the community of practice workshop, where all extension managers, heads, and the policy people sit together and discuss around the challenges and opportunities to implement this whole family extension approach, that how farmers can get more profit and their staff can get to help them to achieve their organizational goal. There is the second objective where our team's capacity have been developed by some researchers from the University of Melbourne, Australia, like Dr. Tony Dunn has developed the capacity of team to replicate and to understand the value chain approach, and how this approach can link to the smallholder farmers to the better market for more profit. There is what this approach is: if there is a small pie size, so this approach says that we should cut the share of some middlemen. We have to grow more the size of pie so that everyone can enjoy their fair share. So, by learning this value chain approach model, our team has conducted various surveys, and we have created certain reports which are already available online. So you can go to the ACR website, and these reports are there. We have conducted rapid value chain assessment and map out the current beef industry, that how we can link smallholder farmers to the better market. And this rapid value chain assessment build the capacity of our team to understand the context of value chain. Particularly here, I would mention that we understand that how women as a consumer behaves if there is some points of quality of the product. So we have conducted consumer surveys with women about the value chain context, and also conducted the detailed value chain analysis report in Punjab, where we found out that particular specification about these animals where farmers are unaware, and we have to provide these specification to the farmers so that they can rear their animals accordingly. We have also conducted a preliminary investigation Eid-ul-Adha market opportunity survey, where these reports are available on the website, and anyone can get more in-depth detail from these reports. After having these reports and these research activities, our main agenda is to establish farm business group, smallholder farm business groups, where we are developing the capacity of smallholder farmers, male and female separately. The main process is that to develop the farm business group, to support them and creating linkages with the market. and also supporting to identify and assess their value chain opportunities for collective action. Like in Pakistan, I earlier mentioned that there are smallholder farmers and every farming household having 4 to 5 animals. But whenever they have to sell their animals, they face less price. They have received less price. That how we can link them to the better market. So farmer has to rear their animals according to market specification, and we are building their capacity according to the market need. Similarly, there is the other objective where we are developing the capacity of men, women researchers and engaging young researchers that how they can work on farm efficiency for addressing the farmers' challenges. And we have providing a lot of more than 80 PhD graduates, including men and women, who are studying their PhD abroad and in Pakistan. And I'm looking forward who are work with us in collaboration to conduct some exchange programs or some collaborative research activity with the universities of Italy or farmers. Then we are happy to collaborate and discuss the plan for the future. These are the main research areas where we have worked from last decade. Like if you see the fodder production, calf rearing, animal reproduction, meat quality, fodder production, even we are also focusing on gender, because gender is the main core objective of our strategy, that how we can engage more women in and build the capacity of women in research, and also building the capacity of female farmers who are directly dealing with the livestock activities. So these are all research areas where we are focusing in this phase now on beef value chain and gender and farm economics. Due to COVID-19, we have adapted various ways like the online webinar. We have conducted certain sessions online and build the capacity of our collaborators and the farmers online, like the storytelling techniques, and also share the whole family extension approach model with our collaborators. And our team is very well trained on creative facilitation techniques, and they are very familiar that how we have to engage farmers through innovative extension methods. And these methods are very helpful to achieve the farm production and profit for the farmers. And also farm advisors training workshops really help them to achieve their ongoing job target, as well as these workshops improves their confidence and communication skills, because we are providing them the information and knowledge about the social mobilization skills, which is predominantly helping them to achieve their organizational goals as well. So I have just shared about that, how we are going nowadays. We are adapting all of our workshops, all of our face-to-face activities online. But yes, the face-to-face data collection activities with the farming community is really affected, which is, we are hopeful that after settling down the situation, we could be able to again face-to-face interaction with the farming. But we have adapted and conducted online platforms for the farmers and the farm advisors and our team as well. This is very important slide where I would like to share with you that to understand the whole value chain of livestock sector, and to understand, there is very much important that we have to build the capacity of male and female separately after assessing their needs. Like in Pakistan, when we have conducted surveys, the more women are engaged in production side, and they want to know or learn more about production and rearing activities of animals, rather whereas the male farmers are more interested to know more about the marketing information, because they are more exposed to the market, but the women are less. And nowadays we are conducting walk-in chain activity through where we are taking male and female farmers separately, and in some areas we are taking along together to expose the value chain activities to them, and exposing the market specifications to them, and taking along with them and building their capacity that their product has the value and they have to rear animals according to the market specification. And after that, we are conducting gross margin sessions with them in a very simple way, because you can see here in the picture at right side where women are having some dry wheat straw and the green fodder, where we are providing them the concept of dry matter and how they can fill the gut of their animals. And after that, if they feed their animals better, then they have to conduct the gross margin activities. So such type of simple innovative activities we are engaging farmers. Yes, this is the important aspect where we have conducted research and understand that women are not even lesser, and if they are being provided the opportunity to learn more, they are more in even business. So the project has also facilitated small-scale entrepreneurial activity with milk value chain additions, like they are given training on cheese making, yogurt, and cream making at village level. Which they understand that by adopting these value addition techniques, their value of milk will be doubled. So our experience has been that women are more adept at recognizing cooperating marketing opportunities offered by the program. Expanding this engagement will strengthen the capacity of rural communities to capture economic benefits for the dairy and beef sector. So this activity we have conducted at small scale level, but now various organizations are reaching to us to get trained their smallholder farmers on these techniques. And recently we have trained a group of few women on ice cream making training of Engro Foundation. So I think we can collaborate how these techniques, like Italy is more capable in these techniques, and how we can translate these techniques into Pakistan, in particular at small scale level. So this is the area of interest. What we currently have, because which I have talking about the various innovative extension methods by understanding the needs of male and female farmers, and where comes the whole family extension approach in Pakistan, a family where men and women are engaged with livestock activities, but in rural areas there are a number of kids are taking interest and conducting various field activities and livestock activities. So we have developed little story booklets for them, where they can understand that how colostrum is important for farmers, for the young animals, and they are instigating their parents that they should offer good food and good colostrum to the farmers, to the animals. And also we have extension material for male and females. Nowadays we have prepared an extension package where we have translated all of our research activities and research benefits, that how this approach is helpful, where other organizations can get benefits, and how this approach really works. So we have packaged all of the extension material and training plans. The other organization can get benefit of it. The most important thing where we are standing and understanding about SDG 5, we have gender mainstream all of our extension material now, because previously we have just developed extension material based on technical information to improve the farm production. But now we really understand the importance, and also gender mainstream the extension material in this phase, where we have formulate our extension material that what type of messages are relates to men, women, boys, and girls, and what are simple, medium, and complex messages to them, and who has the agency or decision power or control over income, and what kind of resources where they can influence to implement these best practices at their farm. So this is very much important thing which I would like to share with you. We are looking for the collaboration, as I have already mentioned, that any of collaborative research, if we can do that, or we can provide the technical information, or the online platform or learning platform, we can collaborate. So these are the from livestock and dairy, beef, and small ruminants projects. So if you have any question, then my team is also here in this session. We would like to receive the questions from you. Thanks.
Thank you, Umaira. Really very, very interesting. You have a lot to do, and you also, have spoken and touched different aspects. And I'm sure that with AAT and even with Ms. Elisabetta, some collaboration could be set up in your project. And also with the support of Cremona Fier, and of course, UNIDO ITPO Italy office is here to help you. And if we can, let's say, generate some new connections, some links, and investigate on how your needs in Pakistan could be further supported by our office, of course, we are here for that. So we move to the last speaker, and we are going to the southern part of Punjab in the area of Kanawal with Madam Nusrat Kaiser. She has a bachelor in medicine, a PhD gynecologist, and she is executive director and owner of Usama Dairies. We have a short video of the company. So before Madam Nusrat can take the floor, we will, share the video. Thank you.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's spot we left in a wasted planet. I thought I had it all together, but I'm waking up upset. You don't need to show your fucking love anymore to them. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it makes me so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's thought we left in a wasted planet. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it makes me so hard.
Thank you so much. So it's Madam Nusrat, you have the floor. If you could please add a few pieces of information about your business and how you are running it with the support of other women in the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. I'm very thankful to UNIDO for inviting me on this forum to speak about our farm, our dairy farm, our achievements, our goals, and our objectives. So I'm very happy and very excited to talk. And I was just feeling to have sitting in Cremona while I missed Cremona Fair, but I am happy to see you all there. And I really heard with very interest Lisbetta, which is my friend. She's my colleague who is running in Italy, a beautiful farm, but she's well supported by the family. And my journey is a bit different. I started my work. I'm basically a gynecologist, and I'm running a hospital in Khanewal, which is very remote area of Punjab. So by the running this business, one day I thought that why not to work on my infertile land. While I'm an infertility specialist on human beings, there must be something to be done for the infertile land. So it's a very interesting thought. I thought, and I talked to the water management and soil department. They asked me to have investigations of your land. We had 40 acres of land, which was whole barren. There was nothing on that farm. So I was thinking of dreams that I may have a farm on that. So all the investigations being done and all the departments, they have been called there. So they asked that there are many, many things to be done here because it's just, we are standing on a zero station. So I started my daily travel with one cow because I had no experience. I had no support from my ancestors, from my community. So with one cow, I learned how to keep this cow and how to grow up and how to take milk from this cow. So it was started in 2016. But I am very lucky. I had a very good friend, Dr. Humera. She gave me a lot of guidance, and she traveled in whole of the journey along with me. So I started with one cow with 2016, and then there was a project of DRDF of shed upgradation. So they supported us with technical support and with minor financial support as well. So in 2016, we had 5 cows, and 2017, we had 10 cows, and we were upgrading our land as well with little fodder, with little drip irrigation. So the cost of electricity in Pakistan is very high. It was very difficult to manage the cost of electricity because tube well and drip irrigation. So meanwhile, we also gave a very beautiful solution for the energy solution as solar is available in Pakistan. So we installed solar tube well, which was very interesting at that time. It was not very common, but now it is working in many farms. So in 2018, my son Usama, he decided to bring our cows from Australia because we are having a very poor breed, which is not being producing very well. So we bought 38 cows from Australia, Melbourne. So after that, that was a real commercial dairy farm was working with that things. So then we produced 38 cows, milk data record. We had installed milk parlor. Then we installed our dairy sheds. There were 2 sheds, new sheds on the new construction and new strategic. So the Nestle company is also working in Kabirwala. In Kabirwala, it's a very big commercial production unit is there. So they are also technical supporter of Usama Dairies. So they started with the Usama Dairies, and we started giving them milk. That is a very initial product of Usama Dairies, which is given to them. So they are giving continuous technical support and the other supports, financial support, like they had also installed one of the solar unit on our dairy farm. So now we have 120 cows of total herd. So it's a big farm now. It's a big agriculture farm now. It's a big training farm now. One of my achievement is as well, which I want to share because I had a very different vision on the farm, because I learned that the women, they are working very hard on the farms. They are smallhold farming and large animals are also there, but usually they have 4 to 5, 6 animals, not more than that. Although they are contributing to make our Pakistan one of the 4th highest milk producer in the world, but their contribution is not, it's not recognized like that. So I started with the cooperation of Humera, their trainings. So women are being trained in our farm. About 400 female farmers were trained with the collaboration of DRDF. And these 400 farmers, they were given different trainings, 1 day refresher training, 2 days refresher trainings of silage production, of reproduction, of fodder, vaccination, small holding. So these were the when we started trainings, our community, they earned a lot from us. This was my very big achievement. I was very, very excited to say this. Then we started collaboration with the universities, the University of Veterinary Sciences, University of Agriculture in Multan. They are also sending now internees to us, and the internship program is of 4 months. They are being certified through our certified organization. We have Pakistan Lines of Council organization, which is also working internationally. So they are students, they are being trained and they are being registered here and they are certified after 4 months. We have also planned to give study tours national and international. One of the Australian delegation, one of Holland delegation, they have also visited and they have studied farm different manure studies and FMD studies. And one of our studies on mastitis, you know, well, when we were in Italy, they have also given us a solution, and they started with the coordination of UVAS with Humera. We had conducted study of mastitis to an organization. So the journey is really very successful going on, but there are many challenges in this journey. Now we have 2 specific goals, which I would like to explain. That women, they are working, they are 54%, they are no doubt excitedly working. But now the 2 specific goals which I have, that our organization has formed a university, which is named Osama Technical University, where we are training about 75 students now. We have 3 trades, and this university, these training courses, these trades, they are being registered by the government through NAFTEC. You must have heard the National Technical Institute. So they are giving us courses of veterinary assistants, artificial inseminations, and farm management. So these 3 courses are being continued. One of the 2 trades, they have been passed out last year, and they are also being certified. So it's very really the students of our area, of our rural areas and our community, they are being benefited by the Osama dairies. We have also made a female farmer association there, because in that area before that it was not being done there. So female farmers, they were not being confident, but now with the Osama dairies, they have also been coming, and regular meeting is also being done, and now there are 3 more female farmers, dairy farmer initiated there after this Osama dairies. So we are producing safe food, we are producing technical farmers, we are producing a technical institute and giving study tours. So I would like to invite Italian as well to come to Osama dairies, and they have open platform there. They can come and they can study in different aspects in Pakistan. We have labor, we have technical things, technical production. So they can come and we will be Pakistanis. They are very good hosts, you know.
Yes, I do confirm, really.
Yeah.
Mashallah, Nuzat, really, mashallah for your activity. And inshallah, we will soon come to visit your company. You know, it was scheduled, but unfortunately, due to COVID, we couldn't travel. So due to travel restriction, and we had to, adapt our activities, just like what Humera is doing virtually. So we are sure, I am sure and confident that soon we will visit Pakistan, because, it's a huge market, big potential, and dairy and livestock is really many rooms for growing. So, and Italians, are very, they have quite good technologies, expertise, know-how. Elisabetta is an example of that in terms of research and management, research and development. We have our, friends at the AAT. I'm sure that we can visit you very soon. And I would like now to introduce, a last speaker, or maybe better yet, she's going to be a moderator, Ms. Saira Ahmed. She is director at the Directorate of Sustainability and Environment at the KUST, Capital University of Science and Technology in Islamabad. So Saira has also been a colleague of mine for a few periods, I mean, a short time on few tasks on the project that we were implementing on Pakistan. So please, Saira, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Buongiorno. Ciao. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're all doing well. It's been amazing. I mean, I have no idea. I didn't know time has went so fast, and it was so nice to hear from Sarah and from Elisabetta and from Dr. Humera and then from Madam Nozat. So it's very interesting how both countries are working so well in terms of looking at this sector with the gender lens and using the very when I was in Italy back in 2010. I was in Toscana and Siena, Pisa, Lucca, Viareggio, Firenze. You know, this area is very familiar to me. But looking at Cremona today has really been a treat for the eyes. It's so interesting to see how you have developed such best practices. And you were telling us that in some indicators, Italy is doing much better than European standards for a livestock industry. So it's amazing to see how much potential we in Pakistan have in terms of learning from Italy. And just as Esther said, that we have been working on this, we are working towards a platform for bilateral exchange, and where we want to create more such linkages between the two countries in terms of learning best practices and sustainable policies from each other. So I would like to start just a couple of questions I had while I was going through your very interesting talks, I would say, and I was so engaged in them that it was just very amazing to understand the way you have explained the role of the future generations, the past and the future. Elisabetta, I would like to ask you, how do you see youth now being engaged? In particular, are there any programs for youth in particular or in general?
The European community is, and also the Italian government is pushing and giving some funds for young farmers starting, but I must tell you that our sector is is not very dynamic because of the high cost of the land and the investment required to start a new business, especially a farm. So unless all these programs and fundings, not many young farmers start. Most of the farm are inherited, so the family is leading and going on farming. In general, in Europe, the issue is very common. We are discussing very much because young people are not willing to go on because it's a very tough work. And so it's a big problem. We have to do something, and probably the new regulation of the European community will have to face this problem.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, there is this issue in Pakistan as well, that the future generation, and I'm sure Dr. Humera and Dr. Nozat will second me, that the future generation does not want to work on the farm. They because of the very fact that it is very tough work, very demanding. So we have to actually work on this area, that how we can engage them, and definitely research can be one area. So I have the same question from Sarah and her colleague Marina, that how do you see young researchers being involved? Do you think they can bridge this gap in terms of convincing the youth, because the youth like, you know, to be scientifically involved, and how can we bring them back to the farm?
Well, for us, it is a bit different because we have another kind of engagement for youth. We have 12 employees, but we are the average age is 30 years, so we are relatively young. But for us, it is a bit different because we have to manage with the willing of young people to study and to be working with research. And the first years are not so easy in our field. So the application is different, but the commitment is high in the same way, but it is not so easy because government is not so willing to support the youth and young people for the education for the first stages, and then for the possibility to find an involvement in the work world. So for us, it is more related to the part of the research as regards our specific experience. And I am completely in agreement with Elizabeth about the difficulty to find the involvement in something that is not so easy to have in their hand, but requesting and demanding fatigue and education. So it is a good challenge for everybody of us, I think.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, and I have the same question from our Pakistani counterparts, that how do you see, Dr. Humaira and Dr. Nuzhat, how do you see the very fact that there is this trend that, you know, educated people, educated young lot, you know, they want to migrate to the urban cities. They don't want to stay on the farm. So why not encourage how should we encourage them?
Yeah, should I respond first?
Yes, please.
Okay. So to engage young researchers to work on farms, it's really challenging. But as some of inspiring stories like Dr. Nuzhat has engaged, particularly female students, female veterinarian or technical person at her farm. Because in Pakistan, there is not a single farm where only women can run a farm as a farm manager. So we need to create some type of innovations, and also the on-farm research is a challenge for men and women as well. But if we could come up with a plan in conducting some collaborative research where we can provide the real opportunities for the young researchers, like to share the knowledge and to build their capacity with the cross exchange programs. So that's really motivates the students to conduct on-farm research. And particularly if they have a hands-on experience on farm research, then there is no doubt that they can refuse to work on the farm or to launch their own farm, like as entrepreneur, like Nuzhat and the other people are doing. So I think we have to think over like this, and creating such opportunities, open up the opportunities and platform for the young researchers.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure there are grants available, like HEC gives grants for working on the farm and everything, but this is very true. Yes, Dr. Nuzhat?
Yes, thank you. I agree with the participants who are giving this suggestion, because it's very, very important for our youth to be engaged in this program, because we are living in the agricultural country and we have this base, but our youth is not that much interested in livestock and agriculture programs. So when we are giving hands-on activities, we are giving incentives, like we are giving trainings. Suppose the NEPTEC program is being started and they have started farm management. So it's a very unique program in Pakistan, because there were technical other programs were being conducted, but farm management and livestock assistance for females and for males, they were not being conducted like that. So this is good initiative. And the second, hands-on, and like our farm where female farmers are working, female farmers are being trained. So this is a very good example in our country. It must be replicated in the other big towns, especially Lahore, Islamabad. So this example can be given and it may be highlighted. Our organization, like Osama Dairies, this is being projected on different pages, like Jaffer Brothers, Nestle, they have replicated our story. So this is a good thing to be done, because we have, like I have opened my forum to come and join, and you can have training, you can have studies, you can have practical models there. So like this, we can have many more and we can grow more.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yes, it's about connecting to the roots, connecting to your territory, connecting to your land, and giving back to it. And I think that's very essential for us to impart to our youth in terms of giving back to this sector, because this sector has just amazing potential. And I think we need to talk about the export side as well. How is there, because there is so much export potential. I would like to know how Italy is dealing on that side. So, for instance, how much do you see Italy being engaged in export of livestock in comparison to your neighboring countries? Yes, Elisabetta, if you would answer.
Actually, I am not so into this topic because I had experience in the past. There was export toward Turkeys, and it's mainly export among the European community. Germany and northern countries are more exporting countries for livestock. So recently I didn't have any request on it. So I'm not able to answer to you.
Right.
If I may add something, maybe because Elisabetta was mentioning, I mean, was showing in her presentation, the more the export when we talk about the milk process, so when we add value to the raw commodity, and then Italy, it's really performing well at European level. And despite the 2020 pandemic, the horrible situation that all were facing, despite that, Italy was, the export, especially of cheese, was steady, or in some circumstances even growing. Yes. So we can rely on high quality labor products like the PDO cheese that Elisabetta was showing. So on that field, of course, we are very strong. We are very strong in terms of transferring technologies. Let's say the machineries. All the salmon. Italy is also for bull salmon. We are not like the United States, but also we are performing quite well. And all the aspects related to, let's say, the husbandry management, sheds, technologies, this kind of thing. Maybe I can add, Sarah, to your question, another question for Sarah and Marina regarding maybe a cross-exchange program. I don't know if they are aware of any activity that Università Cattolica is doing, and maybe some proposal could be done for engaging some Pakistani youth in these new students, let's say, in this program.
I think that for sure in the agriculture department in Cattolica, there are several projects, but we are out of the canonical involvement in the academic activity for since several years. So I'm not so aware, but we have some exchanges about other topics with professors or researchers over there. And I am quite sure that some transversal project involving other countries is already running. But I think that they will be also available in considering further opportunities in the frame of some financed project or as you already are working for project involving the development of the topics that they are so skilled on, and they work for the further increase and the optimization of all the techniques. So I think that they will be really available and happy, but probably Professor Morelli should be asked about, because he's for sure well informed about.
Thank you. Okay, we will ask him. I don't know, Saira, maybe because I know that most of you are fasting, being in the holy month of Ramadan, so I don't want to take much of your time.
I just have one more question.
Yes, please.
From Dr. Homera, I'm very curious because last year I did this project with NUST, National University of Science and Technology, and we worked on creating an app. But we were told that there already exist quite a number of apps by, like, for example, Mira Maveshi, which was created by LUMS students. So I'm just curious to know, are researchers who have, work, and who I'm sure researchers have worked on them, but are they actually being used on ground?
Yeah, sure. Yes, there are certain apps available. Even government department has also launched some agriculture apps to support farmers to provide them the information. But yes, there is still challenge to 100% utilization. But in our project with the collaboration of Melbourne University, we are using ComCare app, which is developed by Dimavi. And so this app is being implemented 100% in India, where health workers have been utilized this app and collecting all of the data and reporting the information which they have done in the field about polio vaccination. But in our project, we are modified these apps. We are digitized all of our extension material now converted on this app as a tool to provide training or extension service to farmers at their doorstep. And secondly, we are also testing this app to collect data, like the quantitative data can be easily collected through these apps. But the qualitative data, yes, it's challenging, but a sum of information we are collecting through these ComCare. But they are being used, but not 100%, we can't say.
Okay, because I mean, it's a good idea for women to use them, because women, even if they cannot leave their farms, if they cannot leave their homes, they can contact a veterinary doctor and get information about something of the sort.
Yeah, there is one project is also pipeline, which is submitted to HEC from University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences on technology transfer, where their major objective to use these apps as a service provider. So let's see if it's approved, and then we can work more on it.
Right. That's very interesting. Thank you so much. If anybody else has a question from the audience, I do see that we have a number of participants in our webinar today. No? My same question to for our use of our AI, artificial intelligence on farm, to Elisabetta and Mariana. Marina, sorry.
We still don't have artificial intelligence, but there are some projects that they are still too expensive. There was a startup from Cargill that was trying to enter the market, but the most used tools in the farms are lacto measurement and computers and all the programs regarding fertility, so synchronization, and many software coming from the milking parlors, and also some tools at the foot of the animals, and now also measuring rumination. And so there are many possibilities, but not artificial intelligence right now. Or we have all the ventilation systems that are measuring TM. It's a measurement of heat and temperature and humidity. And according to this parameter, the refreshment systems are starting, so the animals are feel very good and produce even much more in summer than in winter. So we have many tools now, but not really artificial intelligence. But I think we are very close to starting with that.
Yes.
The only problem is that the cost.
The cost, yes. It's the same here, because there are very sophisticated devices being produced, being invented by the researchers, but a normal farmer cannot afford them. So that is where the government's role come in. Should the government provide the support for it? But because just as Sarah said, that governments do not have such programs, unfortunately, to support. So this is an issue that I think researchers need to work on. They need to work on low-cost technologies as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Marina, would you like to add something?
No, I was curious. I would like to ask you, which kind of cows do you have? Because I saw it's a kind of buffalo. Is it right?
I think Dr. Nuzhat would answer that.
Is she there? Dr. Nuzhat has cows, like the Australian cow. She's there, please.
Friesian, Holstein Friesian, the black and white, or other kind of cows?
Black and white Australian Friesian cows we have. Initially we had Pakistani breed, but that was not performing excellent. So then we started with the breed Australian Friesians. So we purchased pure Friesian from there. And there were 38 cows. Now they have adapted into our own environment, because in 2018, it was very hard to keep them here because cooling system and showering and fans, those all were difficult to maintain because electricity was creating problems. So now we have the cows of our own breed from them. So they are performing well as compared to the pure breed, which was purchased from Australia. So they have average of about 28, 29 liters per cow.
Okay. I see that Dino has also joined us. Ciao.
Ciao, Zaira. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I just joined at the end of the works, because I was attending a meeting at the headquarters in Vienna virtually, as you are, and so I'm glad that you managed also to exchange. I just saw in the last part that was also a lot of interaction and also a lot of interest to discuss about how to boost this collaboration between Italy and Pakistan in this specific sector. So, and also I would like to thank also my colleagues, Esther Temperato, who was coordinating the whole initiative together with all the Cremona Fiera partners, as well as Professor Morelli and all the women that are also in Italy, and also to Ukmera Iqbal. That's nice to see you again, Ukmera, at least virtually. And I think that there are many elements here to analyze and to see where we can go on and continue our work, and perhaps to, as some of you were mentioning, perhaps to try to identify another, virtual meeting now, inshallah, next semester or next year to meet you in person, and then in the next meetings to try to be also more focused on some practical proposals, in order, to apply even in the field. So I don't want just to, to interrupt, and I don't know, Esther, if you wanted to some closing remarks.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I had a small connection problem, so I had to switch from the computer to the mobile phone. No, it's really, I would like to thank everyone, and it was very interesting, useful. We have taken note of whatever has been said, especially in terms of finding new areas of collaboration. We can, keep all this in mind while planning, hopefully, a new project on Pakistan very, very soon. So thanks everyone, particularly the speakers, our guests, the participants, and I believe we may conclude this forum today, and we can further discuss. You can write me, you can call me. I'm just a call away, and the UNIDO ITPO Italy office is available in further discussing, organizing other events, and we are here to support. Thank you.
There's just one question from the participants.
Mm-hmm.
Somya Maiman has asked Dr. Nusrat, which Pakistani cow breed does she have at her farm?
Pure Australian Friesian.
Okay, no Pakistani breed.
No, we don't have Pakistani breed at this time, because the Pakistani breeds are not that much competent now, because we are unfortunately not working on the breeds. That's why we really need, this is the time of a real requirement that we must have our own breed, because this cow now costs about 5 lakhs plus. So it's very difficult for a farmer to approach for this cow. We are trying to produce, but I don't think so that it's a very easy task to produce and to give to other farmers, because we have now 120 cows, but we are producing our own farm so that it will give researchers an opportunity to come and to join. So we can't sell our cows. So it's a part of government to come in, and they must take part to produce our own, our own generations are lost. Sahiwal cows was very well producer, but that is very rare now. So the veterinary universities, and they must work, they must come for the generations, for youth, they must give our own cow productions.
Thank you. Okay, so I think with that we conclude the question answer session, and Esther, would you like to please take over?
Thank you. Just again, thank you everyone. Thank you, Saira, also for being here with us. And I hope we can soon meet in person, visit Pakistan, and in the next days we can always be in touch and schedule eventually new activities.
Should we take a photo?
Shukriya.
Should we take a photo, Dino?
Sure. Yeah, I think Valentina or Stefano.
I think it's already been managed.
Okay.
Okay. All the material, the recorded presentation will be available on our website. So those who are interested in reviewing it, or we will further disseminate. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you to you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.